for 10,000 years.
strategic targets located in the area. With a surgical strike, we can break their chain of command and harvest valuable data.
To the chaos. Such a fine
eradicated. Mission status updated.
die, human.
Forces located. Potentially useful assets, but their current situation is terminal. Immediate action required. Reconnaissance force relieved. Send basic, follow and protect order to the survivors.
Ready to fight!
Now you'll pay.
Objective singularity removed.
Now you'll pay!
Operation is a success. Inloading data construct. Inquisitor, this planet has been under quarantine for the past 2 centuries, since a necroplague decimated the whole population. I recommend you make haste.
Split news makers, as always. But the Emperor and the Sacred Empire protects.
forces located. Potentially useful assets, but their current situation is terminal. Immediate action required. Reconnaissance force relieved. Send basic, follow and protect order to the survivors.
The day of retribution is at hand! Time to rebuild this wretched Imperium! Don't wait for orders! Don't wait for saviors! We are Legion! We are the Hydra! You cut down one, two will take its place! These are the words of Prophet Karmak, your savior beyond!
So this is what the Vox station is spreading. Incoherent rhetoric channel. That shows the word is trumpet. Hydra, savior beyond the Legion. I must silence this Vox station. On the chest. I must defeat the summoned creature.
Try!
Hang on, demon. Let's see what's so important in the chest.
At your command!
According to this message, the heretic Astartes have an underground base. The entrance must be nearby.
Purge the Viper's Nest, Inquisitor. Cleanse it with fire.
Ready to fight. Now you'll pay, scum!
I have reached the underground entrance. I will return to the ship to prepare for the last battle.
Good thinking, Inquisitor. The nest of the Vipers is there, poisoning the body of the Imperium. The Alpha Legion is one of the worst, Inquisitor. They employ vile schemes and tactics. You should descend as soon as you are prepared in body, gear, and soul.
Now you'll pay!
Inquisitor, be careful down there. The Hydra is a slippery, treacherous beast. If we don't act fast, it will recover. We must cut off its last head. Kill the leader of the traitors.
Agree. These heretics betrayed the Imperium. They must perish.
No rest. No forgiveness. Glory to the Emperor.
Inquisitor, are you ready to die? Countless mouths and 1,000 eyes. The stars are his vessel. I am Alfarius, and the Hydra will devour you.
You are insane, and I will stop your madness.
Insane, you say? Tell me, which one of us desecrates the will of the Emperor with ill-placed fanaticism and religious nonsense? I pity you, poor blind mortal. For the Emperor!
Inquisitor, you have cut off the head. Now, the body will die.
Curious. It felt like the creature wanted to die. His journal could shed light on the events.
Be careful. The dark knowledge that broke his mind could await you on those pages.
The Conclave has sent you a message, Inquisitor.
I have received word of your glorious work. You have preached our creed with the necessary force and zeal. Your task is finished. Imperial forces are busy cleaning up the rest on Dagmar Primaris and Vismar Minoris. The Emperor protects.
Inquisitor. Lord Klosterheim is heading toward an area marked as forbidden. It is cut off from the dominion of the machine spirit.
I'm on my way. I also need an explanation as to why anyone would tamper with the machine spirit in such an irregular way.
Although the chances are infinitesimal, complex machinery may be vulnerable to the corruption of chaos. For some reason, Uther Tiberius wanted to reduce even that small chance to zero.
I want to know more about that. Keep me updated.
Inquisitor, I have analyzed the records of my communion. The administrator prayers in the digital marginalia indicate that Uther Tiberius fused an incorruptible soul with the machine.
But that is impossible. Unless you sacrifice someone who fought off a demon and became immune to corruption.
Agreed. Subject would be a former demon host.
Is that even permitted?
I could list 136 sects within the Adeptus Mechanicus, which would start a doctrinal purge based solely on such a notion. But my sect has always believed in digital martyrdom. I consider this machine spirit a miracle.
I want you to find all records of demon hosts on the mark.
Inquisitor, I've just completed my diagnostic meditations and reviewed the data. We can safely rule out the infection as the cause of your hallucinations.
What is it?
My theory is that the visions might be residual memories leaking through a hasty mind scrub. They could have been triggered by certain phrases or events.
That's nonsense. Stop obsessing about my mental control.
As you command, Inquisitor.
Inquisitor, as per your request, I have scoured the classified data looms on this deck. I think you ought to know that all research sanctums on this deck were assigned for demon host experiments for decades.
What? Uther Tiberius was creating demon hosts?
The sheer number of subjects implies that he was trying to create a whole army of them.
Uther Tiberius condemned a whole army to eternal suffering?
Note that the attached confession scrolls clearly prove that most subjects were volunteers. They wanted to be filled with unholy essence, then fight the taint and return, immune to the chaos.
That is insane.
I cannot comment on that. Eventually, the survival rate was deemed too low, and the project was abandoned.
After decades of torture, he turned away from his own creations.
Any progress, Inquisitor?
Looks like I'm closing in on Klosterheim. He may have an agenda, but at least he is culling the field. I'm in the research cloister, Tech Priest.
Incorrect. You are only approaching the gate of the research cloister, currently under quarantine.
I want to be the most deadly specialist I've never had in my repertoire.
Comment far away for later evaluation. Proceed to the gate, Inquisitor.
I found the remains of a dead Tech Priest.
I suspect he is the one responsible for overriding the local systems. Search the body for additional information, Inquisitor.
Sigma 7 Omega 3 5 Alpha.
Interesting. The machine spirit is trying to communicate with us again. That is the emergency code for the lockdown protocols. The research cloister has been quarantined. You might not be able to leave if you enter.
I should return to my ship then and make preparations before I enter that area.
obtained the quarantine logs, Inquisitor. The research cloister has been sealed off on account of demonic infestation. You won't be able to leave the facility until it is secure.
Trust me, it will be secured soon.
Infestation in effect. Subject 872K has breached containment protocols. Area in lockdown. Demonic infestation in effect. Subject 872K has breached containment protocols. Area in lockdown.
You really didn't remember anything, did you?
Something is coming back, but it's unclear. I underwent a mind scrub, but...
So, that is what you did eventually. You sacrificed yourself. But not in the way that I'd expected.
Who are you? Who am I?
You used to be my mentor. You were an Inquisitor in pursuit of the greatest secret of the Caligari sector. The research of Uther Tiberius.
I guess I didn't find it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be standing here.
You got close. And you got careless. You made questionable choices, and attracted the attention of first the Conclave, then the Grey Knights.
And there is no escaping from the secret protectors of the Imperium. Only death absolves, right?
So that was your plan. You sacrificed your former self.
And I have returned as someone else.
You told me to take on your mantle, and I obeyed. Through pain and fire, I hunted relentlessly for the Martyr. I did what you told me. I fought, investigated, made pacts and broke them when I had to. And when the warp spat out Uther's floating fortress monastery, I was ready to find it.
And my path eventually led to the Martyr as well.
It cannot be a coincidence. Only the Emperor's will, because you found me now when I'm so very close to finding Uther's greatest secret.
We must talk about this, but first we purge this area. I'm ready for the sacrifice it takes, and should my plan succeed, we might meet again one day. Uther Tiberius wanted to create an army of former demon hosts. He sacrificed countless lives, sentenced them to damnation, only to make a handful of survivors immune to chaos. I think I know why the martyrs believe this It's insane.
A whole army of loyal warriors immune to the warp, ready to conquer the Immaterium? Once you would have embraced the idea.
I'm not the same person anymore.
I pray to the Emperor that you are.
Are you ready?
Time to purge the unclean, Inquisitor. Side by side, like we used to.
No demonic presence detected. Lockdown deactivated.
Good work. Tell me, Klosterheim, did you miss all this?
I refuse to burden myself with redundant thoughts and emotions. But I admit, it was a satisfactory experience to fight that battle together. The research cloister is connected to Uther's inner sanctum. That is where Uther secreted away his most treasured research. Are you ready to enter?
I need to return to my retinue first and make the necessary preparations.
I'm not going to your ship. Trust me. Where would I go? I will meet you here when you return.
Sanctum.
This is the Genitorium that powers the various dissection chapels and the laboratoriums in the Sanctum. But we are close. I need to know something, Inquisitor.
How did you find the Martyr? Were you looking for me? I wasn't even aware of your existence. I was in it must have been the will of the Emperor. I am aware of that signal. It was activated by the rebels during the inner strife against Tiberius. It only transmits from time to time, in strange bursts. The sigil on the wall. It resembles a demonic mark fused with Xenos and Imperial symbols. Uther called them Empyrean seals. He studied forbidden summoning rites and the arcane machines of a lost civilization, and combined them with sanctioned practices. The seals trap the essence of destroyed demons, so they can't get back to the warp to reform. Uther wanted to conceal the existence of his secret weapon, even from the minions of chaos. I feel far too close to heresy. What are you talking about? We must fight fire with fire. You told me that. And I am not the same person anymore.
With the head.
You are different, Inquisitor. And yet you are the same. It is disturbing. I beat you. The Martyr. And now you have the answers. If it's any consolation, you were right on that. Uther Tiberius has a secret that cannot change the fate of the Imperium. You've learned the nature of this secret. Indeed. Its weapon with immense powers. I have found some very old human remains here. They belonged to the crew of the Martyr. When Uther's followers turned against him, the monastery was consumed by war. It crippled the ship eventually. Have you ever discovered the truth about Uther's secret weapon? I have only heard rumors. The real answer lies here. I know that it can save the Imperium of man from the tides of chaos, and that Uther Tiberius risked excommunication from the Inquisition to create this weapon.
Your combat skills have become even more praiseworthy.
Your salvation, annihilation.
You might have changed, but your perspective on our eternal crusade certainly hasn't. The inner sanctum is cut off from the rest of the ship, making it a black site. Even the machine spirit doesn't have eyes or ears there.
How do we get through the stasis field?
I've seen similar security systems on the ship. The status field must be deactivated using 2 different terminals in different places at the same time.
Tiberius was indeed quite protective of his secrets.
Proceed to the first cogitator. It must be close. I'll find the other one.
How are you faring, Klosterheim?
I've met some resistance. The Genitorium seems to be populated by a degenerate tribe.
Approaching the terminal that will deactivate the stasis. Where are you?
I'm having some problems with the feral tribes, but I'm close.
I'm ready to deactivate the stasis field. Are you ready?
I'm under heavy fire, but I can access this terminal. Proceed.
The stasis field is down. Head back here.
I can't. The savages are bringing in some demonic reinforcements. I must retreat and find another way back. Proceed into the inner sanctum. I'll catch up with you.
Osterheim. If you can hear me, I'm heading towards the inner sanctum. Meet me there. Thorn, I found the body of a word-bearer.
The filth of Logar. What are they doing on the Martyr?
There's just one, and he looks dead. I was wrong. He is alive. Another traitor Marine lies on the ground.
In the filth, where it belongs. I wish I could be fighting by your side.
According to the message I found, there were more of them, and they were trying to extricate data from 3 specific cogitators.
The word-bearers are seekers of terrible secrets. I'd advise you to find out what they were looking for on the Martyr.
Fight. Praise the Emperor.
You have truly become a consecrated weapon down there.
What is the Chaos Warman doing?
Those maggots are specks of dust compared to true Adeptus Astartes. But they possess the same unique organs as we do.
I see. Activators must have membranes to make combinations of seals, but they are broken. Considering that these seals trap the essence of destroyed demons so they can't get back to the warp to reform, I don't like the implications.
You are approaching the coordinates of the first cogitator marked by the hostiles.
Tech Priest, inload the flagged pict recording from this cogitator. This woman might be the key to Uther's secret experiments.
In progress. Record is tagged as Alpha Trials and Pariah Research.
Is she a psychic blank? The antithesis of a psyker? Did Uther Tiberius test his secret weapon on someone without any presence in the warp?
Commencing analysis. Inquisitor, you are approaching the second cogitator. Picked recording inloaded and immediately categorized as extreme anomaly.
It is incredible. The soulless one absorbing psychic energy is normal, but she's deflecting the attacks. I have never seen anything like this.
Whatever she is, this would explain the interest of those traitorous maggots. It sounds like something the word bearers would want to have. Inquisitor, the analysis of the security logs is complete. Area closed down due to a hostile incursion 3.64 standard Imperial years ago. Intruders identified as word bearers.
Warman. Something trapped on the ship.
Inquisitor, You are approaching the third cogitator.
Tech Priest, I have no new records to send you, but I have discovered that even Uther's people found that strange test subject extremely disturbing.
Total absence of information in the accessible data looms on the Martyr. The existence of the subject has been erased from the archives.
Whatever this creature is, she must have been Uther's greatest secret. I must find out more.
I have analyzed the previous inloads. The binary illuminations in PIC recordings contain the encrypted coordinates where the subject was held during the tests.
Tell me.
Decryption complete. The location of the inner sanctum is at your disposal.
Perfect. To the relay station. Tech Priest, I need a status report.
Monastery has been inactive for 32.7.
I have found the remains of an Imperial squad. They have been massacred.
Possibly of a hostile incursion, increased by 85.7%.
The question is, was this a Chaos ambush or a Xenos attack?
Other factors could include struggles among the inhabitants, due to mental breakdown, cannibalism, or the effects of mind-altering.
This must be the welcoming committee.
I've been expecting you, monkey. I hope you'll be a worthy challenge for me, unlike your predecessor. He was quite a disappointment. Enough! You are a mockery of a warrior, a creature of a lesser race. Killing you would be only a waste of my precious time. You'll perish soon anyway.
What was that, Inquisitor? What is a Drukhari? I don't recall meeting any of them.
You are lucky. It's likely you would not have survived the encounter. They are the Dark Elder.
When I was a child, Grexus told some disturbing stories about them. Ruthless pirates preying on the Imperium, right?
They are not simple pirates, and they are worse than ruthless. The Dark Elder are the forsaken kindred of the Craftworld Elder. They revel in enslavement and torture. They are cunning and sadistic.
And now, they are here.
But to what end? The cogitators could grant me some insight into the situation.
Access denied to the central archives from this cogitator. Proceed to the data vault, Inquisitor.
Good idea.
This station is categorized as the main communications conduit from the system to the rest of the sector. The data vault must contain all the astropathic messages that were swallowed by the Great Obsidian warp surges. The presence of Drukhari explains the lack of any sign of assault on the station. The Xenos must be using the webway to strike swiftly from their portals and retreat immediately.
Privy only to the...
Correct. Remember that we are the Xenera, specializing in research into Xenos relics in the sector. We had extensive knowledge of the interdimensional labyrinth, known as the webway.
So I could use your expertise.
Preparations in progress. Injecting memory stimulants into the tertiary amyloid as we speak.
Inquisitorial retinue that disappeared in the system. This was clearly the work of the Dark Elder.
That's one mystery solved. I wonder what happened to his ship and the crew, though. With all due respect, you always seem to find a way to presume the worst.
That's what makes it worth it. data vault is empty. The machines have been destroyed.
Data retrieval charts confirm your assumption. Alpha-grade tech heresy. The fact that it has been executed by Xenos race is an aggravating circumstance.
They massacred an entire void station.
Another aggravating circumstance. Suggested approach. Investigate the human remains.
Yes, I was planning to do that anyway. They must be the corpses of the local astropaths. New audio log. Relay station has been cleared. I'm heading back to the ship now. We know that the Dark Elder infiltrated the system, which could explain the silence and the apparent desolation. I will continue my investigation with this conclusion in mind.
I can hear you. I lost your signal in that nightmarish tribal camp. I liberated some captured members of my expedition. Where are you?
I'm in the inner sanctum. In a scriptorium, I suppose.
Uther Tiberius had his own secluded laboratory there, where he must have kept his personal cogitator. Find that room.
you, Klosterheim. Several Empyrean seals have been destroyed here. My guess is that it was work of the Word-Bearers. Expect heavy resistance on your way in.
What? Word-Bearers? On the Martyr?
Most disturbing too.
Would you look at that? The Horse Emperor sent us his servants to suffer the most glorious torture imaginable.
Spare me the monologue, creature, and prepare to die.
Tell me, Inquisitor, what did you expect to find here? I was led here by dark prophecies and magnificent fever dreams. And you? You have no idea what we are about to unleash on your Imperium.
Enough of your gibberish. Die!
How are you faring, Inquisitor?
I have located Uther's personal cogitator. First, I had to explain to the word-bearer filth that they are not allowed to touch it.
I am still worried about their presence on the ship. Access the cogitator immediately. What have you found?
The proof we needed. Uther's secret weapon was a unique pariah, who is capable of the impossible. She didn't just banish demons. She utterly destroyed them.
By the Emperor! That could have been the most powerful weapon against the filth of chaos.
And she could have had a significant impact on the fate of the sector, or the whole Imperium. We need to know what happened to her.
Uther Tiberius had a meditation chamber in the sanctum, where he must have kept his personal notes. Find that room.
Klosterheim, I'm in Uther's meditation chamber. I can see a journal.
Open it. Have you read the journal?
I have, and it contained some surprising revelations. Even Uther Tiberius was horrified by the powers of the Alpha Pariah. That's what he called her.
Did he kill her?
No, he locked her away in the main stasis chamber.
Which means that she must still be alive. This is incredible.
And we have a Chaos Sorcerer on the ship who knows about her too. I'm on my way to the chamber.
I'm almost there. I'll meet you at the entrance.
Tech Priest, did your sacred contraptions locate any life signals in our vicinity?
Negative. Sensors failed to detect significant void traffic or any considerable proof of life. No Vox transmissions in the area, except for an automated broadcast signal on the Astra Militarum channels. It is originating from an Astra Militarum command post. Standard procedures, Inquisitor?
No. Use the rogue trader identification psalms for now. The Dark Elder usually don't employ human mercenaries. Something is going on. Perhaps a surprise visit will clear the fog.
Together again, at last. Are you ready?
The secret of the Martyr is within arm's reach. Just imagine the possibilities of the Alpha Pariah still there in stasis.
Now you are talking, like the Inquisitor I used to know.
Let's go to the stasis chamber.
Ready to fight!
I see you found reinforcements against the word bearers.
These men are the members of my expedition. I thought they were killed. I was wrong.
Uther Tiberius wanted to create an army of former demon hosts, resistant to the powers of the war. At some point, he must have realized that it was not working.
Or he realized that an army needs a commander.
I don't know if Alpha Prime is someone he found during his journey, or if he obtained her through some darker means, but eventually he had her in his grasp.
And now his legacy will be ours.
Behold the words of the prophecy! In the darkest reaches of the void, on the cursed monastery hidden among the living storms, there is the anathema that shall be destroyed. I will make the revelation come true.
Not while I breathe, creature.
Death to the servants of the corpse emperor.
Are you ready to open the gate?
Wait. I see human remains. One of Uther's acolytes by the looks of it. Let's take a look.
Anything useful?
That is an understatement. Now we know that Uther Tiberius was gravely wounded during the rebellion in the monastery. His trusted men decided to take him off the Martyr, with a certain Captain Van Winter at the helm of the rescue ship. He had secured the secret weapon before he fell, though. By the Emperor, what is this?
Remarkable. It looks like a barrier of pure psychic energy. A tapestry of madness-made substance. Another example of Uther's arcane designs, I suppose. Are you ready to enter?
I have died for this secret once. I must be the one who walks through that barrier. grace of the Emperor. I cannot enter.
Did you see anything?
She is there. The Alpha Pariah is inside, so close and yet unreachable.
There must be a way.
No, you were right. This barrier was designed by Uther himself, and he made sure that nobody can enter without his authorization. The barrier can only be disabled with his inquisitorial rosette.
But a rosette is the personal symbol of our authority. Each rosette is unique, and Uther has been dead for centuries. It is impossible. You are telling me that it was all in vain? We have failed.
No. Uther Tiberius was taken from the Martyr to an unknown destination, and I will find where that place is. I am an Inquisitor. Nothing can remain hidden from me. I will uncover that rosette, even if I have to burn down the whole sector.
What is our next step?
We are treading on dangerous ground. Uther Tiberius was so obsessed with fighting the powers of chaos that he ventured too far. Even his most trusted followers turned against him when they realized what he was planning to do.
Who cares about ignorant fools?
You must surely be aware what the Alpha Pariah could become. Uther Tiberius wanted to destroy the gods of chaos so desperately that he decided to create a god of his own.
Yes, I understand. And this is why we must continue his work. For the Emperor.
You are right. We must use her powers to fight the tides of chaos. The fate of Imperium justifies the means.
You are a dedicated warrior to the cause, and I salute you.
I'm also risking excommunication and death. But first, I have to find the rosette, and I need your help to secure this chamber while I'm gone.
I will remain on the Martyr to protect Uther's secret with my life. But are you aware of the potential consequences?
Captain, are you serious? You want me to believe you didn't know that the founder of your rogue trader house was the captain of the Martyrs centuries ago?
I swear by the light of the God Emperor Inquisitor that I am just as shocked by this revelation as you are.
I need a better explanation, Captain.
Inquisitor, our house has followed strict traditions for long centuries. One of those traditions concerns our sacred history. Our ancestral secrets were kept in a treasured logbook, only accessible by the Van Winter sitting on the throne of the house.
And who would that be?
Nobody. Almost my entire clan has been purged on account of their heretical acts. I was found worthy of redemption, and I'm assisting the work of the Inquisition as a simple captain.
Do you think your logbook could help me?
Yes. It has been in our possession since Gregor Van Winter, the man whose trail you seek, received the warrant of trade. It must contain all his accounts too.
What happened to that logbook?
It was hidden on our flagship, the Astute Cavalier, but it disappeared when my father was executed. The logbook must still be in the hold, in a secret compartment.
So, I only have to find a fugitive ship in this sector. Sounds easy.
My family had a hideout in this subsector on a void station. Those who survived the purge probably ended up there.
And strangely, it didn't occur to you to share this information with the Inquisition. No. Don't answer that. Take me to the void station.
Approaching an Astromalarian base on a world that has been cut off from the Imperium for decades. I must call your attention to the potential consequences of the extended lack of strict military supervision.
My task is to shed light on what happened in the system. If they try to hinder me, I'll make sure that they wish they were in the penal regiments of the Commissariat.
That's what I was talking about. Look at these disgraceful buffoons. Shabby formation, unknown insignia, evident lack of discipline, no senior officer in sight.
When morale sinks low, depravity and laziness sets in. Attention, guardsmen! Inquisitor taking command. You were right, Lord. They were imposters, ready to spit on Imperial authority.
What scum! A disgrace to the uniforms of their venerable ancestors. word commander. But this lowlife must have been the closest to what they call a leader down here.
I agree. Let's see what his personal possessions tell us.
Inquisitor, your location is close to a Vox station. Suggested course of action. Search the transmission logs.
I'm quite busy down here, Tech Base. Yes, that is a good idea. Transmission logs.
Standing by to analyze in-loaded data.
I finished clearing out the base.
Treacherous Imperial Guard, serving the Dark Elder. The taint runs deep in this subsector.
It's hardly surprising. The warp surges have left entire systems abandoned for too long, far from the light of the Emperor. On the other hand, this is new. The Dark Elder systematically corrupting entire systems for decades? The Conclave has to know about this.
You need to purge this system thoroughly and without mercy, and you cannot trust anyone here anymore.
Inquisitor, during your current deployment, an urgent message was received on the Ecclesiarchy Vox channel. Authorization psalms are valid.
Let me see it.
This is Cardinal Julius Bedivere speaking. I have been informed about the arrival of your vessel and your attempts to establish connection with Imperial authorities. By the powers vested upon me by the Holy Synod, I am asking you to help my diocese. I am currently residing in the Cathedral of Basilica Aurealis, trying to fight the encroaching darkness with my most devout followers and the powers of prayer. Whoever you are, you must be the torchbearer sent by the glorious God Emperor to release us. In the name of Saint Enoch the Sufferer, help us.
The message seems genuine. After the recent events, though, I cannot trust any Imperial authorities in this system. We have already found evidence of the machinations of the Dark Elder and the treachery of Imperial troops.
For your information, the voice analysis unit in this body detected atypical vocal fluctuations in the last sentence. Data check. The Caligari Registry of Saintly Deeds lists one Enoch the Sufferer, who was betrayed by his most trusted followers.
Clever thinking, Tech Priest. This could be a hidden warning. Recalibrate the teleportarium. I want to avoid the main entrance where they will likely be waiting for me. Take me to an abandoned section of the cathedral.
Inquisitor, reconnaissance rituals indicate hostile activity in the chambers adjacent to the entrance.
Your hunch was right, Tech Priest. This is indeed a trap.
Clarification needed. Enemy patrol detected in the vicinity. Contact is imminent.
They must have been expecting them to come from the other direction. Okay. Now, squeeze my hatred.
No, Inquisitor. What is it?
These worthless rebels are betraying their kind for the Dark Elder, as I suspected. But they know details about my investigation, which baffles me. How could they know?
I have no idea, Inquisitor. We are all alone out here.
According to my calculations, you reached the coordinates where the Cardinal's transmission originated.
I've just found the Cardinal, Tech Priest, and his guards. This information is redundant.
I beg for your remission, Inquisitor. Redundancy is a sin.
My most sincere gratitude, Inquisitor. By the grace of the Emperor, you have deciphered my warning.
I should execute you for treason. What was this all about?
I deserve no forgiveness. But before you rightfully sentence me, please hear my plea. I was imprisoned, tortured, and mentally manipulated by these Xenos Reavers for a long time. Let me help you in your sanctifying duty.
So they made you lure me into their trap.
You and others in the past. These monsters are plundering our worlds. We've been lost in the darkness, Inquisitor.
These Xenos have been allowed to carry on unchecked. They were already waiting for me on the relay station, and set up the trap here in no time. What is their secret, Cardinal?
I have no idea, I swear. But they know everything. Their ways are efficient. Terrible, but efficient.
Inquisitor, Category 5.8 fluctuations in the Immaterium in your vicinity.
A warp gate?
Pattern is consistent with the Dark Eldar webway portals.
Cardinal, we have not finished. Find a shelter nearby.
That was a commendable act of retaliation, Inquisitor. Now, you should execute that treacherous worm of a priest.
The Dark Elder are masters of torture and manipulation. Yet he managed to break their thrall over him and warn me. He was almost begging for judgment.
Weakness is like the rot. Once it sets in, it's only a matter of time until it destroys everything.
Once the Imperium lost the Aureus system, these worlds fell prey to a great menace. We can't execute everyone who couldn't resist the powers of the Drukhari.
Inquisitor, the Etheric Alpha Spectrometer finished the analysis of the warp signatures detected around the last Drukhari webway portal.
Tell me that this is leading somewhere. I'll be quite dissatisfied if I cannot deliver judgment upon those who are responsible for the destruction in this system.
Xenorite triangulation subroutines identified the same signatures on a deserted void station in the system. Note that this method is considered as a grade Gamma tech heresy.
I need results, Omicron. I don't care about your meddling with Xenorite technology.
Statement recorded for future reference. On the subject, etheric triangulation subroutines identified familiar signatures on a deserted void station. 90.7% probability that the webway gate was opened from these coordinates.
Then we have a long, exhausting piece of work ahead of us in this accursed system.
The very existence of this filth defiles the Imperium. They may be great in numbers, but if we sever the head, the body will die. Kill their leaders and break their will.